Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
How are you?
Perfect, and you?
I'm confused.
Perfect.
I'm super confused.
Co-fused. Examining two things that may seem to be opposites, but perhaps somewhere in the middle they meet.
Okay, so
You are in the process of creating a third reality then out of the other two. An overlap, a Venn diagram, a vesica piscis.
I'm still confused.
I know,
You know.
but that's all right.
Okay.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah. I am an artist.
Oh, all right.
And I
Don't
was
seem
lucky.
confused about that.
Yeah. Also, because I was lucky enough to always work on my passion since I was a child. Because
That's not luck.
no.
That's a choice.
Oh, I always thought it was luck. I was
Luck
lucky.
is you making choices that are in alignment with who you are. That's what luck is.
So,
Luck is the experience. Remember we talked about the idea of the difference between an experience and how an experience feels and the mechanism that creates it?
yeah.
So when you make choices that are in alignment with who you prefer to be, who you really are, it feels lucky. But you're
Wow.
making choices.
Yeah, so I chose to be an artist when I was 5
Yes.
with my dad.
Yes.
And because I was acting, now I understand this, I was acting on my passion
Thank you.
so effortless that it brought me here. Don't
Yes.
ask me how. I was like,
Oh, I wasn't about to.
okay, before you do. It's like, I came from a small town back in Brazil.
Yes.
They don't even know, I didn't know that Hollywood was a city. And when I tell people back in my place that I live in Hollywood, they all think that I live in a movie set or whatever.
Well, you kind of do.
I kind of do, right?
Since physical reality is sort of like a movie set, since it's not really real.
Kinda, yeah, I understand that.
All right.
And now I can see so many opportunities
Yes.
for my career
Yes.
that I never even thought it could exist. And
All right.
somehow I'm afraid and I'm blocked.
All
and
right.
I don't understand
All
if
right.
I am afraid or if I don't want to be an artist anymore.
All right. All right.
Okay.
When you come upon those moments, it's not a block, it's an opportunity to stop and look to see what belief systems you're buying into that are really fundamental belief systems within you that may be telling you that you are out of alignment or may be telling you it's time to do something else. But there is a way to tell the difference. Now, I'm going to give you some simple ways first.
I need that.
Yes? Do you have a coin?
No, I don't. Yeah. Hold on, Bashar. Here.
The coin is for you.
Okay. I thought you were asking for that.
All right. Now,
Okay.
create the two choices. I will continue to be an artist. I will do something else in your head. Yes? A, or heads, continue to be an artist. B, or tails, do something else. Yes?
Okay.
Now, flip the coin and see what comes up. Don't look at it yet. Have you done it?
I have.
You've covered it? All right. Now, when you expose whichever side, heads or tails, has come up, what is your immediate reaction or response? Look at the coin. What is it?
It's the head.
Continuing as an artist,
Yeah.
what's the immediate energetic response within you?
It's like, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So it feels like you.
It feels like me.
Had it come up tails, how would you have felt?
Like I'm failing.
Like you're failing, which means it's not your path.
Which means that I didn't make it.
Didn't make what?
Whatever I don't know.
Yes, you do. Come on. Didn't make what?
what I was supposed to be doing. Being
So
an
you mean
artist.
that if it came up and said that you would do something other than art, you would feel like you are not doing what
I'm
you're supposed to
betraying
be
myself.
doing? All right. Then does that tell you something?
Yeah.
What does it tell you?
That I am an artist.
Thank you. See how simple that was?
Very simple.
Now, here's the other side of that coin. If you find that there are two different things that seem equally passionate, that you have equal ability to act on, and you flip a coin and it doesn't seem to make a difference, then it doesn't matter which path you take, because if one of those paths actually isn't truly you and you are open to the idea of being truly you, synchronicity, remember that tool, as the organizing principle, will turn you around to the other path that is you. So it's an automatic, self-guiding system. You can't get lost as long as you are willing to be open to being truly you. You can't get lost. You can't walk down a path that isn't you.
Okay.
Is this helping?
Yeah, kinda. So
Kinda.
why I'm afraid.
All right, but now we go to that part. What are you afraid will happen if you continue your art to be yourself? What are you afraid might happen?
I'm not really afraid of what is gonna happen. I'm afraid of acting on it.
But you already said you do act on it.
Yeah.
So what's different between the actions you've already taken as an artist and the actions you imagine you would take from this point forward? What difference are you making in those actions?
Yeah.
Well, answer the question. What difference is there that you're making?
It's because the opportunities are bigger than I
And you
have-
believe
that I
that
had before.
opportunities can come to you that are bigger than you can handle?
yeah.
Does that make sense in the universe?
Yeah, completely.
Does
Now,
it?
in me, no.
No,
in
it
the universe,
doesn't.
It doesn't.
Therefore, why would the universe do pointless things? Why would synchronicity, being the perfect, automatic, guiding principle, bring you something you couldn't handle? Why would that serve your purposes?
Yeah.
The only purpose it would serve is to fulfill the idea, if you wish to fulfill the idea, that you're just not good enough, that you're just not clever enough, that you're just not imaginative enough, that you're just not worthy. That would be the only reason that that would be attracted to you, would be to reveal to you that you have that belief about yourself. But if you don't have that belief about yourself because you know you've been an artist all your life up to this point, then you know that synchronicity would only bring you things that would allow you to use your imagination and your cleverness and your smarts and your creativity to continue to figure out ways in which to handle and equal the challenges that come, no matter how big they are. It's 1-to-1. It's never more. It's 1-to-1 in that sense. You are given exactly what you're equal to. You may not immediately know how you're equal to it, but that's the challenge of using your imagination and creativity to figure out a way, a path for you that works to meet the challenge, which is telling you by showing up that you are this big. Now figure out how you're this big. Come to terms with the fact that you're this big. That's what it's telling you by showing up. This is really how big you are. Use your imagination to figure out how you can express being that big. There's nothing to be afraid of. Yes?
Yes.
Is this helping?
A lot.
All right.
Thank you. I have one more question.
Yes.
Because although everything you say makes sense for me, perfect sense for me, and this
But
is
there's
what
a
I
but
believe.
here, yes?
Yeah, I believe it's always in my life. But
Yes.
every time when I talk about you to my friends and family, my boyfriend, they think I'm crazy.
Well, you are crazy.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with that? You're an artist. You have to be crazy. And by the way, you don't have to talk about us. What makes you think you have to talk about
Yeah.
us? It's all right if you're passionate about sharing your experiences, that's fine. But you also understand there are going to be a lot of people that simply aren't your audience. And that's okay.
That's okay.
And then you can realize, all right, well, that's not for you. I'll share it maybe with someone else who would be excited about it. But it's not like you have to. Just be an artist.
Okay.
Yes?
Thank you so much.
Does that help you?
A lot. Thank
All
you.
right. Good day. What you have to say will come out in your art, maybe in a form that they understand.
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So I have a question for you about channeling, and I
Yes.
thought you might be a good person to ask about that.
Oh, all right, maybe so. I might know a thing or two.
So just to give a little bit of context, my experience with channeling,
Yes.
I feel like in a way I have tapped into, I think we all have tapped into channeling states.
Of course,
throughout
it's a
our
natural
life.
state that all of you experience from time to time.
Right. And so I would say, though, last year while I was living in Bali, I feel like that was when I realized consciously
Yes.
that I was really accessing these different states that I was channeling.
All right.
And so,
Do remember that channeling doesn't mean you have to bring through another entity.
right. So I actually don't feel, or at least my experience hasn't ever felt like I'm channeling another entity.
All right.
Since you bring that up, actually, I wasn't going to ask this, but it does feel present right now.
Yes.
It hasn't even really been something I've been concerned about, but I guess I am just kind of curious, like what I might be channeling. I haven't really questioned
More of
it.
Yourself.
Okay, yeah, that resonates.
Yes. Remember, the channeling state is an actual brain state called gamma, between 40 and 100 cycles per second in the brain. And this is why we encourage you to act on your passion. Anytime you are in a state where you're acting on your passion, you're in a channeling state. It's absolutely natural. You all do it from time to time. The point is, do it more often. Be yourself. Live in that state. Yes?
Yes. So that leads perfectly into my question, because
how
so far
synchronous.
since then, I've had a series of different channeling experiences. All of them have been very powerful
Yes.
and healing, and just like, I'm like, yes, I want more of this.
Well, that's what happens when you allow yourself to become more of who you actually are.
Yes. And so the question is just like, aside from, I guess, following my passion and having the intention to be more of myself, if you have any, I don't know, practical...
Are you asking me if there is something more than the instruction manual I told you was the complete instruction manual? Are you asking me if there are more instructions when we already said there aren't? May I ask you a question?
Yes,
Is it too simple for you?
probably.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
why do you prefer to make it more difficult? Why do you prefer to overthink it instead of going, I guess it actually could be that simple? Why? Why make it more complicated than it needs to be? Acting on your passion, whatever that means at any given moment, to the best you can, with no insistence, no assumption as to what the outcome ought to be, remaining in a positive state no matter what manifests. Why should it be more complicated than that?
I think it's just, my belief systems still have this.
Yes. If it's not more complicated, what does your belief system say? It's not working? It's not capable of doing it? What is your belief system saying about the simplicity of it? What don't you believe to be true? Now remember, of course, I'm not insisting that you must believe it. All you have to do is use it and prove it to yourself. We're not talking about anything that can't be applied in your physical reality that would then give you an effect. Of course it will. But the idea is that you have to prove it to yourself, not just because we tell you it works. You have to see that it works. But what is it that needs to be more complicated about it that you will allow yourself to believe that it might work? What do you have to add to it? Butter, salt, something else? To make it more tasty?
Yeah, that's landing.
All right. The things you're adding are fine if you understand that what you're adding is nothing more than what we call permission slips. You understand what we say about that?
Yeah.
It's something, a ritual, a tool, a technique that you believe you need in order to give yourself permission to be more of who you are. It's fine to attach and use permission slips on the formula. Just understand that that's what you're doing to make it more palatable to you. I need to do it this way. My belief system says if I don't do it this way, it won't work as well. Well, fine. Then do it that way. But that doesn't mean there's more to the formula. The only thing you're adding is permission slips. That's the only other addition.
Right.
But that's up to you, and that's personal. Whatever works for you is your permission slip. And it might change. That's why the core remains the same. But you can surround it with 10 million permission slips throughout your life. That's okay. That's up to you. But the core never changes. The core is simple.
Right. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
I'm just thinking back like on my experiences when I have tapped into these states
Yes.
and yeah, I guess it has just felt pretty random, and I'm trying to be more intentional about it and like being able to tap into it more on demand.
Well, wait a minute. You're very close to the line of insistence.
Yeah.
You're not trusting that the path may be somewhat meandering. And that might be your path. You're calling it random. But the idea is that it might be taking you on a little bit of a winding path, because that is actually the path that will lead you to connect to things you need on that journey. Instead of saying, well, it's got to happen now. It's got to happen now. It's got to happen this way. It's got to happen faster. It's got to happen on a shorter path. If the shorter path is not your path, you're going to experience a lot of resistance on it, and it will actually be the slower path than the longer winding path that is actually the path of least resistance, which you will actually travel much faster on because there's no resistance. So don't be fooled by the idea of space and time. Follow your path. Follow the thread of excitement. Don't be impatient, because if you're impatient, that means you're not living in the present. And the present is the only place that anything can happen, because it's all there is. So if you're looking for this or that outside the present of what's happening now, then you are not here to receive what you could be receiving. You're not paying attention to what's right here for you that you could use to your advantage. Because only when you use up, to put it this way, only when you use up what's right here, right now, do you make room for something else to come in. If you're out searching for something else other than what's going on in the present, you're not home to receive what's being mailed to you. Nothing, I will underline and underscore this as many times as you wish. There is nothing more important than what's happening now, and nowhere more important that you need to be than here and now with what's happening. Nothing is more important than what's happening now, and there is nowhere more important you need to be than here and now with what's happening. That's where everything is that will fulfill you. Right here, right now. Don't invalidate it. Because when you invalidate what is, you don't make room for what could be to come in. Yes?
Yes.
Does this help?
Yes. Yeah, this is very helpful. I think
Yes.
the last piece maybe around this conversation of channeling for me, and where the insistence I think comes from, is because I'm wanting to use this, just like you are channeling tonight and being of service to all of us here, and so wanting to use this for service. And that's where it's like sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not.
Yes. But you are always here. And just by being yourself, that's how you're of service to others, whether you know it or not. You don't always have to know you're being of service, do you?
No.
Just walking down the street, being yourself, smiling, radiating happiness and fulfillment. How do you know that some other person walking down the street won't just observe you and go, I want to be like that person. How is that person doing that? That person makes me feel so much better today. I was having a lousy day, but now seeing that person smile, you've changed my day, and you never even meet that person. How do you know you're not being of service just by being yourself? Don't think it has to look a certain way. Don't think you even have to know about it. You are being your service when you are you. Because being you is your purpose in life. And when you are being you, you have no idea how many other people you're affecting. You may never know. But you do know you are doing what you need to do to be of service by being you. That's the only way you can be of service, just by being you. If you're someone else, how can you be of service to anyone? Because you're not there. Or you're not here, more specifically, for them to find. So, trust the unfoldment of your path and know that every step along the way that you are being authentically you, you are being of service whether you know it or not. You don't have to know everything to know you're being of service. Does that help?
Very much. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Just as you were being of service by even asking your questions, because there are others who are learning from the exchange between us. And that was just you being you.
Hello, my friend. How are you doing?
Perfect. And you?
Wonderful.
All right.
I had a question about Atlantean stuff.
Yes, Atlantean stuff.
The Atlantean hypnosis.
There's a big box of Atlantean stuff.
Let's open the lid.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right. What would you like to know?
So you often talk about Atlantean hypnosis technologies and the drum technologies.
Yes.
And what kind of skin did they make their drums out of in those days, and what proportions and whatnot?
It is more literally the idea of hollowed out logs, not skins.
Logs. Can you elaborate on that, please?
You don't know what a log is?
I do know what a log is, Bashar. So hollowed out logs, but like, what do you mean? What like, would they tap it with their hands or?
No, they could tap with sticks. You know what a stick is, right?
Stick. How would you say stick in Atlantean, Bashar?
That vocabulary is not within the channel's mind, where there's no translation for us to come through.
So there's no like syntax we could open up from Atlantean language, like Tai Chi or community. Any beautiful words like that? Maybe.
Again, the words, the vocabulary has to be in the channel's mind for there to be a translation on this end and for us to translate through to you. There has to be something that represents it. The closest thing at this point that represents it is the word stick.
Awesome. And so with sticks and a hollowed out log, and would that be in a temple of certain proportions?
Yes, it often could be. It doesn't have to be, but it could be.
Okay, so it could also be done in nature outside?
Absolutely.
Okay, and so I'm really into this idea, the science of the obvious, and making things really evident where we as humans plummeted ourselves in this idea of limitation and separation where we make the most simple of ideas most complex.
Yes. Now, watch, because don't automatically assume that limitation is negative.
No, not at all.
All right.
Yeah, I love exploring limitations so
All
much.
right.
So
the idea is, of course, you are imposing limitations on yourself to even have a physical experience.
yes,
Therefore, you're using it in a positive way.
yes. So we must have some kind of resistance for some kind of existence.
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
It's simply something that you've chosen to do because it's an exciting experience that will allow you to discover something new about yourself from a different perspective. Therefore, you had to impose certain limitations on your self-awareness in order to have a limited experience that would give you a new perspective. But that's a very positive thing if done that way. That's all we're saying is don't automatically assume the word in your language, limitation, is automatically a negative thing or a negative experience.
Not at all.
All right.
Yeah, because,
So back to your sticks.
yeah, back to the sticks. So the idea of getting in this hypnotic journey
Yes.
with the drums
Yes.
is that's kind of basic of what we're doing today. There's nothing special that they were doing different.
Well, only in the sense that they understood specifically that they had to match the person's heartbeat first
Yes.
so that there would be a synchronization, and then they would start to slow the drum beat down very slowly, very imperceptibly almost, until the person fell into the hypnotic state by their heart following the drum beat, once they were entrained to match its frequency.
So that's a two-way conjunction.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a dialogue of rhythms, of vibrations.
And beautiful. And through that soothed state brings on the hypnotic journey.
Yes.
So our idea of hypnosis is akin to theirs, or is there
It's
some
similar.
specific structures that might be different? That might
Well,
be a
it's
big leverage
similar.
difference.
They would then create certain kinds of information using certain vibrational words and tones, maybe even sometimes in song, to impart the information. But mostly what they would do would be to tell story, because they understood that story structure is embedded in your psyche. And therefore, by telling information in the form of a story, it is more easily retained, especially from the hypnotic state. It can actually unlock you from one perspective of reality into a completely different perspective of reality if done with artistry, which they did.
Beautiful.
So in other words, they allowed through story and the drum beats and the hypnotic state, perhaps in teaching, let's say, for example, someone about the idea of sailing ships, you would become the sail. You would become the mast. You would experience the wind in the hypnotic state. By the time you came out of it, you would innately in your body understand exactly what to do to operate a sailing ship, because you would have been one in your experience in the way they induced the story through your story structure psyche. You would have been on a voyage as a sailing ship, not only as a sailor, but as the ship, as the wind, as the sea, as the gulls, as the entire experience. It would be literally in your bones by the time you came out of it.
Wow, that is deep.
It is.
And that's
That didn't necessarily happen in one session.
Yes.
Don't misunderstand.
Okay.
But the artistry was to entrain in a way that it was simply infused within the cells of the person in a very, very natural way, so that they just really, as you would say, got it.
Beautiful.
It became them, they became it.
Yes, totally entrained.
Yeah.
And was this the main center point of Atlantean education?
Well, there were several, but it was done in the main capital quite often, and there were several temples in which this was done, or systems or places of education.
Great. And Atlantis of being the legend of a worldwide initiatic...
Oh, wait, we have one word for you. Because their actual ancient name was Aztlan.
Aztlan. That's
Aztlan.
Right. Aztlan.
Aztlan. Aztlan.
Oh, the T. Aztlan.
Yes, Aztlan.
Aztlan.
Yes.
So in Aztlan, I just went on a hypnotic journey real quick. 1 second.
Yes.
Okay, so the idea of it, Aztlan, being a worldwide initiatic culture?
Well, many, many people from around the world went there for educational purposes, and they did extend some of that to different parts of the world. But it wasn't global quite in the way that you're global now. They did have certain centers in different parts of the planet, but it wasn't as extensive as your technology allows it to be now.
Gotcha. And the idea of the mysteries and the idea of initiation and becoming more of yourself, all these ideas, even through Atlantean times, are just permission slips to get people in touch with more parts of themselves.
Of course.
So like the idea in many esoteric and magical traditions, they're all fighting over permission slips and saying who has the right permission slip.
Yes.
But the idea, if you understand the core construct of the science of the obvious and the initiation and the awakening of the self, then it becomes evident and obvious.
Yes, that's why we give you the simple structural formula, so that you don't have to necessarily compound it with things that you don't necessarily need, unless you believe you do. That's your choice. Then it comes down to a choice, as opposed to something you think has to be done in order for you to really have a deep understanding.
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, and so then the alignment of the different energy bodies and physical body, the mental body, so to speak, Humpty Dumpty breaking apart and coming back together again, was that the same theme that the Atlanteans were going through, that we are going through as well?
Exactly.
Okay. So that's one thing that I'm highest excitement about, is the hypnosis journey and merging people's consciousness so they're not just stuck on the mental plane, but so when they're thinking, they're actually re-engaging their thinking with vibration and feeling and thought and artistry and vision.
Yes.
So they're not just dry mental constructs talking.
Yes.
Okay.